Greetings, sirs and sirettes, and welcome to Factorio with me, Lathrix. Now, this is a game I have not played for a very long time, but with its recent release on Steam no longer only being available on their website, I have had a lot of people suggesting this as a new series for the channel. I have actually did a series on this game a very long time ago, but that was before I was doing YouTube full time, and honestly, I didn't give the game much of a chance. I didn't look up things at all, I didn't have the time to actually figure out how to do things very efficiently, and I butchered my playing experience. So now I actually have some time to dedicate to this, although my skills haven't really improved with this type of game, at least now I have some time to throw at it. So let's play Factorio as a bit of a first impressions episode, but not quite. Let's see people's opinions on this game for the channel. Now, as people who are new to this game may have already guessed, this is a game about building giant factories, mining out the land to build your ultimate goal, the rocket silo, or at least I believe that's the ultimate goal. It may have changed, there's been a lot of updates since I played, but basically there's one final item you have to build which makes this land safe for your colony so you can colonize the planet. At least that's the basic backstory, which isn't too important. You just want to build the ultimate item, which takes a lot of time and a lot of tech. And the factories will get massive and ridiculously huge, and you might have trains and stuff. It's really quite cool, and very time consuming, and very mind consuming. So here we have iron, we have copper. The one concern I have is I see no stone. That's what I wanted to do. I see no stone, I don't actually know the symbol for stone in the game, so that's water, Lathrix, well done. Oh, there's a little bit of stone over there. That might actually be good enough for me to start here, because you don't really need all that much. There's a few outcroppings of stone here and there, so it's the grey splodges, which makes complete sense. Okay, yeah, we'll stay here. So what do we have available to start off with then? We have some iron plates, so I'll quickly make an iron axe, and I would like to just say, don't worry if someone's new to the game, I will be explaining everything I do, because, well, to be perfectly honest, I still need to explain it to myself. And we have coal down here, which I saw on the map. So we have coal, we have iron, we have copper, and we have a few very small outcroppings of stone, in fact a couple more down here as well, and a lot of wood. Now the wood will actually be quite important later, that's not too bad. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab some coal, so we can fuel our machines. We have a burner mining drill. Oh, please say that's actually what it's called, I'm trying to remember. And we have a stone furnace, or if the furnace has a special name, we have one of those. So the first thing I want to do is get that set up to get myself some more iron. Actually, saying that, maybe that wouldn't be the best thing to do. Maybe we should make a stone furnace first. Like another stone furnace. No. We wouldn't need two stone furnaces. What we need is two burner mining drills. Now, that way we can start collecting some coal automatically, whilst I'm trying to collect iron over there. So, for now, we're going to set this up to collect that. And how do I make a burner mining drill? Do I need iron? I need more iron than I have. So actually, no, we'll go back over there, and we'll collect some iron to make a second drill, so that we're making more iron and we can also get coal at the same time. Then we can start figuring out ways of automating those to make everything a little bit easier. There we go. almost left that then. So how many do I need? I need 9. Let's put this down there, put this here, and half of the coal in you, and half of the coal in you. And while that's going, I'll just run back and collect some more coal. So right now what's happening is the burner mining drill is using coal to mine out some iron, and then the tiny little furnace is smelting that into the iron bars we need. Or the iron plates we need, anyway. Let's have a look-see. Okay, we have everything we need except for the iron itself. There we are. So now we have 2 burner mining drills. The second drill can start collecting coal. Trying to get this done as fast as possible so that we can start moving towards electricity as fast as possible. Getting all the true automation systems going is the most important part. Ah, but that needs somewhere to put that, so let's quickly make a couple of wooden chests. Actually, I'd like some spare anyway, so Which one is it putting in? Here or here? There, apparently. Okay. So now that's happily mining up some coal. Let's put some back into the machine so we can actually keep that running. And now we can start getting our iron. Okay, so we want electricity, we want automation. So what we want is, honestly, regular inserters, because burner inserters are a bit too complex. In my opinion, I just don't see the point in them when you can almost skip to normal inserters anyway. The burners need coal, the regular need electricity. So for electricity, we're going to need the steam engine and the boiler. In fact, we'll need several boilers. I can't quite remember how many per steam engine. I think it's like 3 or 4. No, it could be just 1 or 2. I can't remember. I'm going to make 3 anyway to be on the safe side. I'll look up stuff in the future. And then for the steam engine, we just need loads of iron, which is fine because that's exactly what we're making at the moment. And we need some more coal. Oh, I can already make the steam engine. That's good. I'll just make it now then. So what I actually need more of is stone. More so than anything else. Let's run back and let's make ourselves some boilers. We need 5 stone per boiler. We want 3 boilers. So let's quickly just mine out 15 of these. Well, I mined out the stone, and now I have 3 boilers and 2 steam engines. I've also just set up 1 more burner mining drill, so we can start getting copper as well. Because to make this completely automated, we're going to need electric mining drills, we're going to need the transport belts, and the inserters. So, we're going to need 3 inserters. We're going to need, to start off with at least, 1 electric mining drill. And then we're going to need a load of transport belts, so just make all of them for now. And the reason why we need all of this is we need to actually shovel coal into the boilers. So we need to make the coal production area, and of course the moving of the coal to the boilers, as automated as possible, just so we can get everything else automated. The more automated, the better. Like I said, as soon as we have the groundwork done, that's when it gets actually complex, and it also gets a lot more fun. Right now, we're still kind of in the era where we're doing far too much manually. And I've probably done all of these things really inefficiently, to be perfectly honest, but like I say, it's been a long time since I've played the game, and I don't really know the standard procedure when it comes to these things. The only thing I'm going to need still, though, is the offshore pump, and that's going to take a bit more electricity. But other than that, we have pretty much everything. Yeah, I think we are going to be able to have electricity very, very soon. I come bearing coal, and thank you for that. So let's quickly make the thing we needed. What am I missing? A little bit of iron. We can grab that on the way back. I'll be so glad when I can stop running back and forth. It's a really boring path as well. I was hoping everything would be a bit more squished together. I have had some fantastic worlds before when I last played it, but this one's a bit more spread out. Not that it's completely terrible, mind you, but when you're first starting off, it can be a bit irritating. Aha, okay, so let's put it... Don't really want it to be blocking the oil there, or that. This is potentially actually not the best place to put it, because this is going to go through the coal. Which you can do, by the way. Maybe over here, I mean, it's unused, and it'll be easy to defend once the enemies start appearing, because they have to go all the way around here, so it's just defending this section. Yes, it just means we're going to have a lot of transport belts, which is a bit annoying. Actually, moving this a little bit to the left would help. Just so we don't have to have the transport belts going around. So we can put all the machinery here. 1, 2, 3, and let's put down our 2 boilers. Again, I can't remember how many boilers per steam engine is the correct number, so I'll figure that out as we go. Any tips are more than welcome, though, I will say that. Okay. There we are. So to start this thing off, we're going to need the electric mining drill down here. Then this going all the way across. Oh, I love placing items in this game. I don't know what it is about it, but just placing items is such a satisfying experience. I'm now realizing I've actually really missed this game. I don't know what it is. It's basically work. It's a game in which you're just constantly working away, but it's done in such a satisfying manner. And of course, eventually aliens want to eat your flesh, which is always fun. Put these all here. Oh, come on, please. Oh, look at that. Exactly enough. right now, of course, we have no power, so none of this is going to be powered. We'll actually have to put in the first couple of pieces of coal just to get this thing kick-started. I don't know why, but that really annoys me. Just keep going along the track. That looks better. Now put that there, so we can add another... No, put it here, so that way we can add another drill if we need it in the future. Do I have any coal in my inventory? I do, thank you. How do I de-equip things easily? I can't remember. We'll find out later. Put the first few bits of coal in, there we are. So now that should be powering the electric mining drill, which is now moving coal along, which will then fuel the boilers, which are then powering off the steam engines. The performance is really low. Why is the performance really low? Oh, because, of course, because that's actually how much is being used. The available performance isn't quite high enough, though, so I think we need more than 3 boilers per steam engine. Sorry, for 2 steam engines, which is fine, because we can sort that out later. Okay, good. Our coal production is now automated. And if we need more coal manually, we can just collect it like this. We shouldn't do, though, because soon we're going to be making everything manual. Automatic. Yes, we're making everything manual. The one problem I have, though, is smelting. We'll have to clear down the trees here, because this will be the best area along a path here. Or perhaps... No, actually, no, that's not true. What we're going to do is have all of the raw materials come down one conveyor belt here. It's always best to have one major line for all of the resource. It makes things a lot easier. And then with that, we'll pipe in coal to a smelting section, because it's going to be a while until I get the electric furnaces. Actually, how long until we get the electric furnaces? I have no idea which one of these is the electric furnace. Electric engine? No. Logistics? I don't know. We'll have a look later. I don't know which one of these it is. But down the line, we do get electric furnaces, and it makes things so much easier. It really, really does. Pop you in there. Pop you in there. And I'll be taking you. We don't have a... Oh, we could make a stone furnace, but I'm not going to. But I'm not going to, because... reasons. Let me guess, more copper? No, just more that. Once I've got that, we can at least make the drill automatic, which makes things a little bit easier. But we will need at least 2 more of these so we can get the coal here. Yeah, we need to sort out loads of stuff right now. The main thing I need, though, is loads of transport belts so I can actually get things all moving into the major line. Which means we're going to need way more iron, which means, yeah, getting this section here automated first is probably a really good idea. What do I need for the poles? Just copper, okay. Well, I'll go and collect that now then, so I can make those, so I can get that electric. Thank you. Wow, 80... Yeah, that's going to last a while. That is definitely going to last a while. Thank you. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and quickly get all these small electric poles hooked up to this section and get our new drill installed. Since we're going to need so much iron, I thought it was only fair we quickly set up 2 stone furnaces to start smelting the iron a lot faster. I actually forgot just how fast the electric mining drills are in comparison to the regular burner drills. So now we have that, we can put down a drill here as well. And we can start moving this coal up towards its final destination, which will be somewhere over here. I think for now it would be better if we forgot about the major line, just for the time being, so that we can get the iron smelted as fast as possible. In fact, right now it'd be better if we had another stone furnace. I'm tempted to put down the burner mining drill. In fact, I'm actually going to. Since we have them spare, put that over the stone reserve here. Quickly steal some coal from what's been mined out already, and move out a very annoying tree. And so now we have stone being created as well. Okay, so we have electricity, we have a faster collection of iron, and we're definitely getting copper fast enough. Right now we're just not using it very quickly, so it's not really too much of a concern. Definitely going to be needing some more stone though. Stone and iron right now. This is really how the game goes. You're always starved for at least one resource, and the limiting factor, the limiting resource, is always what you're trying to get more of. And it's not always just a resource, it could be a component of a much more complex item, because you can have machines building some of the other smaller parts. For instance, where are they? For instance, the best example being the iron gear wheel. Now, I create those by myself when I'm building things like, let's have a quick look-see. The burner mining drill, for instance, requires 3 iron gears, but the machines that construct stuff will need the gears made by another machine to then use it as the part for the end result. I could explain that in about a million ways, which have been better and easier to understand, but that's what I thought of in my head, so we're going to be sticking with that. Wait, what do I need for the arm? Nothing. Good, I can make it right now. Although I'm going to need to move one of these a little bit. Let's move this one down. And everything gets turned off. No, it's not in the wrong place, it's just not enough stuff being made. Excellent, so we're now smelting it as fast as possible. Apparently about 2 was actually correct. And we can make a load of transport belts. So I think people can now get the general gist of what I'm trying to do. Get the coal down here, which then feeds another set of inserters, which can then put it all into the stone furnaces. But actually we're going to have to do this a little bit different. So, am I going to have enough? I don't think so, okay. Once we've got enough of these, we can set it up. Because what we're going to want is the coal and the iron to be on the same transport belt. This means... oh, apparently my thing broke at some point. My tool. Because if they're both on the same transport belt, they can both be placed very easily into the stone furnaces, and then the other side, we can extract the iron plates using a different inserter to then go to another conveyor belt, which will be the finished product, the actual iron plates. Even though at the moment it'll likely just be going into a box, it's still best to set up all of this for the future. Can I build multiple iron axes by any chance? Does it stack now? Oh, excellent, it does stack now. Someone told me it stacked, but I couldn't remember if it really was what they said or was it something else they were talking about. It's great being so close to trees because you do need quite a bit of wood in this game, but at the same time, it's so annoying to try and get through them. A bit far down, but at least this way it'll be easier to see what's going on. So the coal is going to be on the right-hand side by default. And if this is coming in from this way, excellent, it'll be on the left-hand side, so actually no complexity whatsoever. Although it did make me stammer, like 3 times there. Maybe it's more complex than I actually think it is. Collect all this, since we actually have enough. Maybe leave 1 currently going. Let's have 1 left. Just to make sure everything's going okay. And any spare, put here. There we are. I'll be collecting that, thank you. So this then goes off, and eventually we'll have more of the electric mining drills all feeding into this. But for now, let's just keep it as simple as possible. We don't need it to be too big. Simple and nice is the key. For now. Later on it'll be really, really complex and weird, but for now we can pretend it's always going to be nice and clean and easy. And actually what I'll do is I'll put these along like this for the future. Make some more of them. We need 2 more inserters, and we need a load more transport belt. And you can now be moved from there. Stop making these for a second, so you just get to transport belt a bit quicker. And I'm going to have to collect stone in a bit. Oh, I just put 2 there because it wanted... oh, and now I need 1 more furnace, and then I'm going to need more of these. And you get the general gist. It continues, because now we have different limiting factors. Eventually I'll have things automatically making inserters, so I don't have to build these anymore as well. Because it's just annoying, honestly. It's not really like an efficiency thing, it's just boring. Although actually, I think some of the more complex science packs require the inserters as a material, so... As a substrate? Does that apply here, or is that only in, like, chemical? I can't remember. Either way, look! Metal, automatic metal, and that will continue now forever, or until the coal supply is eventually completely removed. So now we're going to have a load of these, but we are going to need to put them into a box until we have a better use for them, otherwise it'll just backlog until it can't work anymore. Ugh, this looks horrible. I really don't like how they connect when you have them like this, but I like how the electricity squares all connect all nicely, and I think that overrides it for me. How come that all connected okay, but this doesn't? What's different here? What is different here, actually? One of you isn't in the right place, and I think it's you. There we are. As if by magic, it all looks a lot neater, except for this section over here. But we don't talk about that section over here now, do we? So now, I need more iron. Oh look! A handy iron supply! Wow, we're actually going to need more inserters. Until we get the fast inserter, which obviously, believe it or not, is somewhat faster than this inserter. Up one, and do this. Then this way we can have two inserters on the same box. Thankfully, chests do hold a lot of stuff, so... We have two of them currently going for two. Again, this isn't the permanent solution here, because eventually this iron will feed into the main transport belt, which is going to have copper plates, iron plates, possibly coal, although I don't actually think so, maybe coal, perhaps, and likely stone eventually. And actually, let's go ahead and collect that stone now. Do we need coal to feed this thing? Excellent. So we'll collect the stone. Feed this thing half of the coal. In fact, feed it all of the coal. I'll just grab some from here. And then I'll go over and collect the copper as well. So the copper has been quickly grabbed, so now we have the ore flowing down using electricity, and I've just doubled our iron output by adding a second electric mining drill, which means now all four of these stone furnaces, or at least three, should be constantly fired on, which does also mean we are going to need another inserter pretty soon. So there we are, a lot more iron, and the copper is about to flow. Once we have the copper and iron completely sorted, and a final track over here to make everything a lot more neat and tidy, then we're pretty much on the road to being done in terms of setting up the basics. All of the basics are sorted so we can do the more interesting stuff, like research the new items, using the lab, adding things like the radar, and getting better guns and such in the future. Although we could actually add the radar now, which would allow us to find out where the enemies are and start setting up a defense once we research it, but we're still in the process of making all of this. So what do we do next? Well, we still need the copper to be smelted. So what we could do... I do like having like a huge area just for smelting. I don't know why, but I think it just looks cool, and this is quite an easy to protect place, since we're going to be protecting here and here anyway. It looks like we have two major choke points in which we'll be setting up our automated defense. So what we could do is redirect the iron over here, and the coal could be split into two. Oh no, because we don't have the splitter at the moment. Yeah, okay, so what we're going to need is actually to do the science. So let's set up our first bit of science, and then we'll do all of that. What are you? Inserter item stack bonus, logistics. Okay, so that there is the splitter, so that's what we want to research. Although honestly, there's probably better things to research to start off with, like automation, which would allow us to have the assembling machine, which would actually allow us to automatically build the science. How do you build science? Yeah, it comes in science packs, which is one copper plate, one iron gear. So we need one assembly machine to make the iron gears, then the second assembly machine will just take iron plates which have been smelted, and then use the gears we've made somewhere else to make science packs, which then gets inserted into the lab. But we can make those by hand, at least for now, as I do prefer getting the splitter first. It just makes things easier for me. I'm a simple person with simple needs. I want my splitter. That is apparently a simple need now. So what am I going to run out of? Iron, as always. We always run out of iron. Iron is the thing you have so much demand for all the way through the game. Let's get this researched, and then I think I'll call the first impressions, the first taster episode. I don't know what to call it. I'll just call it part 1, and I'll let people decide exactly how they feel about it. Okay, let's put lab down anywhere, since we're not putting this down permanently. Put it here, I guess. The lab, which is named after one of the backers of the original game, since, of course, it had to be funded somehow. We put in our science packs, which are still being created by hand, by combining gears and copper, and then that gets used to do science. We need to do this 20 times, and then we'll get logistics. After we get logistics, we'll get automation. After we have automation, then everything really does open up, because then we can actually start building everything automatically. Anything you want to, or at least in the starting area, we can then build. Eventually we'll get more complex versions of the automatic crafting machines, which can take multiple items as materials to produce one product. Click. And there in the top right we can see the progress has just got onto the G of logistics. What can I make, anyway? Honestly, right now, we're just going to keep on making science and putting it into this box. Dome thing. No offense, dome thing. Logistics has just been finished, which means now we can produce the splitters and the fast inserters. These splitters, of course, being the thing I actually wanted to make in particular. Splitters are really good because they do exactly what you think they might by their name. They split a track into 2 tracks. So if we just put this like this here, and they split evenly, or at least I think they do. It's either even or as close to even as they can do. So as you see, the material is being split on the top and the bottom. Now this is really useful in the furnace area we're going to have soon, the smelting area, because I'm going to need to split off all of the coal, so everything's given nice and evenly without having to have separate lines going in and making it even more complex than it has to be. It's also really useful for me since I like having one major track which has to be split off multiple times as it goes down, having the more important regular stuff on the top, which of course get first dibs on the materials, and the less frequent or less needed stuff on the bottom, which then only get the stuff after it's been split multiple times if there's any left to begin with. So with that, I'm actually going to call it. If we do a second episode, we're going to be building up the smelting area, and then we'll be trying to get some more science done. So automating science, automating a smelting area, and then being able to start getting all of the basic stuff unlocked as soon as possible. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video and are looking forward to a Factorio series, then of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Factorio is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.